What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Now, before I start this video, I just want to give a big shout out to the fandom and just thank you everyone for helping me reach 2K subscribers. I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all the love and support you continue to give me, and I will continue to strive to be better. Let's keep going. Let's grow this family. Let's grow the Gamester World fandom. Let's grow the family. Let's just grow in general and become better, and that way we can just keep on growing, having great discussions. And I thank you for the love and support, and I hope to have more in the future. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. Guys, we have Hatchet, where Hatchet is one of those movies where if you are a fan, and again, these are older movies. This one was made in '06. Again, if you have Tubi or if you have it on DVD, or you can find it like on, I would say, Pluto, Netflix maybe. But again, Tubi is going to be your best bet. It's free. I did have these movies at one point, and unfortunately, when I moved, I lost everything. So unfortunately, I do not have these movies anymore. Now again, I did enjoy Hatchet, obviously for different reasons. Hatchet is one of those films where it's very comedic. If you guys like Chucky, Leprechaun, it has that type of comedic feel to it, as well as also a lot of blood and gore. But it does take place in Louisiana. We have these friends, Ben and Marcus. They go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Ben's having a bad time because he always thinking about his ex-girlfriend getting with somebody else, and he's like, "Hey, I want to do a haunted swamp tour." So he goes to a haunted swamp tour's guide, which is played by Tony Todd. So there's a lot of horror icons in this film. Let me go ahead and say that. It has Kane Hodder, who plays Victor Crowley, the main villain, who also we know from, of course, Friday the 13th. As Jason Voorhees, we got Robert Englund in here, of course, Freddy himself. We have Tony Todd, who is, of course, Candyman. So there's a lot of horror icons in this film. We have Joel David Moore. We have Tamara Feldman. We have Mercedes McNabb from Buffy and Angel. We have a huge lineup of actors in this film. And it's actually very good, but at the same time, it's one of those films where you can't take very seriously. It's still very gory. It's still got some funny parts. It's still got some very, basically the entirety of the movie is where the friends go on this haunted swamp tour. They get stranded, and they're trying to survive against, Victor Crowley, the entity killer that was killed by his own father by accident. His father, unfortunately, did kill him by a hatchet because he was horribly disfigured. Kids try to find him, use firecrackers, to get him out on Halloween, and unfortunately it set the cabin ablaze, and his father tried to get him out, and unfortunately Victor was to the door where he accidentally hit him with a hatchet, and that's how he died, and his spirit is just terrified every night and comes alive and just kills everybody in his path. So overall, like I said, it is a very one of those movies, again, you can't take very seriously. You can't oh, it's stupid, or it's this. Again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it's one of those movies where back then I actually loved this movie. I love this franchise because, again, I like Louisiana. I am currently living in Louisiana, but at the same time, I do find a little bit of issues with this film because, again, it was made in '06, and again, the series where we have the character Ben, Mary Beth, who later gets casserole changed as Danielle Harris, which I'll get into in another video because I'm going to be reviewing each of these movies because it's been a while. And like I said, I went on Tubi and I was like, oh, okay, well, I haven't seen this in a while, so I was going to go ahead and look at it. And then I looked on the channel and I was like, okay, well, I haven't done a video for you guys about Hatchet. I never reviewed any of them. I think I maybe reacted to them, but I can't remember if I had or I haven't. So I figured I'd just go ahead and review these for you guys, so that way, again, if you've seen the film, okay, great. If you haven't, go check it out and give it a try. But overall, like I said, 1 out of 10, I give this I give it a 7. For blood and gore, it's very good. Story, it's okay. Story basically gets you from point A to point B to point C to point D, and at the end of the movie. And same thing with the comedy. If you're able to catch up on certain aspects of comedy, especially if it's comedy that is kind of, I guess, sick in a way, like if you like certain things, like let's say like in Leprechaun, or in Friday the 13th, or even in Nightmare on Elm Street, or Leprechaun, Chucky, stuff like that, then obviously you're going to be able to understand some of these comedic lines, especially one of the lines I actually love that's delivered by Joel David Moore and Dion Richmond, which is absolutely hilarious, where he goes up a tree because he's so scared, and he's telling him, he's like, you need to go. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, no. He says, you need to go. You need to go. He's like, no, 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 no. And he's basically telling him, okay, you got to go. And he basically shakes his head. He gives him the finger. So it's absolutely hilarious. What is absolutely funny, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh wow, because we get to see how he was trying to survive, but of course we see Joel David Moore, who is like, come on, get down. He's like, no, he won't do it. So seeing Deion Richmond in something else, especially if you grew up with him, seeing him on the Cosby Show or anything of that nature, or Sister Sister, or Getting By, any of those older shows, so obviously you're gonna recognize him, and it's really interesting seeing him in a different type of light, especially with him being in a horror movie when you've seen him in other movies such as that. So again, it is one of those films where it's, again, you can't take it very seriously. It's still fun to watch, but it's still just a very good, decent horror, drama-filled action movie. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. If you guys ever seen Hatchet, let me know if you did. If you haven't, that's cool too. Again, let me know if you did. What were your thoughts on it? Again, I will be reviewing 2, 3, and I think I saw the 4th one. I'm not entirely sure if I did. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. I have watched the 2nd and 3rd, so I am going to be doing more reviews on that. But overall, if you guys are new to the channel, click about subscribing. Also, click a big notification bell so you guys are notified every time I upload. And also, leave a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Help me out. It helps the channel out. And let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Once again, let's have a great conversation down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.